Hello and welcome to an album a day, day 313, going through my vinyl collection and, well, my physical media collection, one piece at a time. And today we're going back to 2022. I had this on pre-order and was very excited when it arrived, but I'm a little perplexed about something. We'll get to that. But first, let me tell you what it is. It is my friends, the Bonnet Band, and their album Day Out of Nowhere. There are some really powerful songs on this. When I interviewed Graham and Bethany about it, I confirmed something that I had thought from the very first time I heard it. And there was a video for Imposter. When I heard Imposter, I'm like, I have a suspicion. And when I got the album, I'm like, my suspicion is growing. And then when I interviewed them, I was able to confirm it. I've also interviewed Conrad, who's the guitar player on this album. All absolutely fantastic people and great musicians. Of course, everybody knows Graham from the Marbles, Rainbow, the Graham Bonnet Band, and Michael Schenker, Alcatraz. Rainbow was really the Kickstarter, though, I would have to say. And so here's what's perplexing about this is I could honestly swear that I ordered this autographed, but I think I figured out what it is. I think they sent a card along with the CD. It was a picture of the album cover and the card was autographed. So I have to look for that because I have a box where I keep those sort of keepsake things out of the light and heat and all that good stuff. So I think it might be in there. But I was looking at the book and looking all through the book. I'm like, where did they sign it? Where did they sign it? And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So let's take a look at what we get. So there's the front and the back. Of course, it's different doing these because you have the glare from the CD case that you don't have when you're doing albums. So a little bit more challenging. Thank God I don't have any cassettes to go over because you get glare from those cases too. Wonderful. I absolutely love the cover of this. It kind of reminds me color-wise of Outsider by Uriah Heep, where it had the clock and that grayish sort of cracked background. Really dig that. There's a great picture of Graham right there. Really super nice guy. I've enjoyed my conversations with him quite a bit. Bethany, of course, absolutely beautiful and incredibly talented songwriter, bass player, backing vocalist, you name it. Conrad, another absolutely fantastic guy. Was so excited to see them last year in LA. In fact, before the show, I ran into Conrad and he came up to me, gives me a big hug. He's like, dude, you made it out. I'm like, of course I made it out. I wasn't going to miss you guys at the whiskey. There's the three of them together. They're really the core of the band. I mean, you also do get keyboards and drums on this band, but Bethany, Conrad, and Graham are really the core of the band. I like that they put in these pictures because it gives you actually something to look at in the book because, again, lyrics very tiny, very difficult to read, and then you get a whole slew. That's all acknowledgments. And I love that. I love when people appreciate everything that comes together to make an album. And of course, we do have a guest appearance from none other than Don Airey himself on this album. Don and Graham worked together in Rainbow. And then Don would go on to play with everyone else. I don't know if they worked together on Michael Schenker's Assault Attack album or not, to be honest. I don't remember if Don played on that, but yeah, certainly in Rainbow, they had worked together, been really good friends ever since. In fact, when I went to see Deep Purple, they told me, if you see Don, tell him we said hello. And when I ran into Don and I said, Graham and Bethany said to say hello, he just lit up. He was all excited. So that was very, very nice. Let's take a look at the CD. It's a great replica of the album cover. We get that, very nice. And then behind that on the insert card, we get that. And then on the back, again, that same basic scene. I do love the atmosphere of that. It's a little light. I usually like things a little more colorful, purples, oranges, blues, reds, that sort of thing. But I actually really like this. I think it looks really good. It also reminds me, which movie would it have been? It would have been the third Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, the one that Jack was stranded in Davy Jones' locker and you saw the all the rocks that turned into crabs. Like, this is kind of an environment like that just parched, dry desert, cracked ground. And it has a similar, like, slightly off-white kind of just touching on a little bit of gray in there. And with those skies too, you can't go wrong with that. Absolutely love this. So what do we get on the album? We get 11 tracks. And there are, and what I was alluding to earlier about my suspicions was when I listened to Imposter and with the video that came out to tease the album, And I listened to the songs. It seemed to me like these were really personal stories. These weren't just like, okay, here's the music. What can I write about, or what do I want to talk about, or anything like that. It felt like these were all very, very personal stories. A lot of these are personal experiences. They're about people he knew. So when I interviewed him and I mentioned that to him, he said, absolutely, yeah, we went song by song through it, and certainly very, very personal stories. So we open up with Imposter, which is just a great song. And then we get 12 Steps to Heaven, Brave New World, Uncle John, Day Out in Nowhere, which is the title of the album, The Sky is Alive, David's Mom, which is a very interesting story. We talked about that a little bit at length on the podcast. Then we get When We're Asleep, It's Just a Frickin' Song, Jester, and we end with Susie. Quite a journey at this. And at this time, they were signed by Siren Management, who was also is also the management company for Uriah Heep. They were with Siren for a year, and this album came out on Frontiers Music. Now, I don't have another Graham Bonnet to share with you tomorrow. I will in December when the live album comes out. I've talked about this before. This is Lost in Hollywood Live from the show that I went to last year at the Whiskey. They're releasing it on CD, DVD, CD, DVD, Blu-ray, and vinyl. I'm getting a CD, DVD, and vinyl copy is what I got in my package. I'm really looking forward to hearing this. It's the only show I've ever been to that was recorded and released as far as I know. I do have a copy of the very first concert that I went to, which is Deep Purple on the Perfect Strangers tour in Detroit in March of 1987. That is not an official recording, though. That is a someone in the crowd with actually would have been a video camera back then, like a VHS camera. So I don't know how you sneak that in to Joe Louis Arena, but somehow they did it. And that's pretty amazing in and of itself. It's not great quality. It's not actually too bad because they're not really close to the stage. They're off to one side. But it's not bad considering all of those factors. Is it pro quality? Absolutely not. But that's the only thing I have. But as far as official releases, it would be when I saw the Graham Bonnet Band at the Whiskey last year. So really cool stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this today. We'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Cheers.